Boom, that should be ready, I hope. Right, so, right. What I need to do is I need to edit this. It's actually going to take ages because... no, that's the wrong button. Bro. Delete that. Perfect. So it should be on. Edit this one. Add the thumbnail. Perfect, bang. Should be perfect. Big up Isaac, man. How's it going? Be confident for today's game or not? Because if I'm being honest, I don't know if I am. I'm trying to stay positive, but I don't know if I have it in me to be positive for today's game, bro. I don't know if I've got it. For some reason this morning I was feeling highly confident. Throughout the week I've been... Nah, I don't... After that second half performance against Chelsea, which was absolutely diabolical, I don't think I'm confident. Like, we had so many opportunities to kill off the game when we didn't. We got two absolutely hideous injuries, which were extremely disappointing. And then now we're here, like, so, you know, it's not exactly great. You know, that's always fun. Where's what I'm looking for? No, that's all fine. But now, hopefully we can play well today. Like, again, you know, recent injuries, obviously injuries to Vardiol and Diaz, which are extremely not ideal in the slightest. But you know, we'll be there. Predictions. My predictions 2-1. Oh, the chat on the 2 seconds. Let me get rid of that. I don't like that up there. My prediction is probably 2-1. I'm saying. Hopefully, Foden Shirky got a good talk to by Peps and probably from them as well. I don't think Shirky was too bad. He was a little wasteful in the final third, I have to admit, but I don't think he was as bad as obviously Foden. I don't think was great. Obviously, I don't think Bernardo was great either. I did think Vinders was good, and I thought Rodri was good coming back as well. Wasn't a fan of Nunez's performance though. Nunez, Bernardo, and Foden probably disappointed me the most out of everybody on the pitch on Sunday. Boom. Obviously, while we wait for the game to kick off, don't forget to like the stream, get your predictions in chat. But now, yeah, I think I'm thinking 2-1 win. Hopefully, I'm not 100% confident on that, but that's the prediction I'm gonna go with. 2-1 win. We need a big performance, man. Big performance. Now, Foden cycles great game, absolutely horrendous. Now, what it is Foden gets in a hot. I've clocked it with Foden. Yeah, he's my boy. He's my favorite footballer. Yeah, obviously, guys, like the stream if you haven't already. He's my favorite footballer. Yeah, but what he'll do is he'll get in a good run of form where he's scoring lots of goals, and then he's just taking the most. He's just letting it fly from wild angles at the edge of the box, and it just gets a bit long. And then he'll start playing bad again. And then everybody will be like hyper critical on his performances. When even sometimes I don't even think he's having that bad performance. I just think everybody's hyper critical on his performance. Again, that's not to say that he wasn't bad on Sunday. I do think he was. I don't think he was great along with Nunes and Bernardo. Again, that Bernardo right wing session, I just can't deal with it, man. Like there's no intensity. He doesn't take his man on. He kills the speed of attacks. Like that's why I'm kind of glad that hopefully Foden should be on the right today and not Bernardo. But yeah, and yeah, I am a City fan. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's obvious or not, but yeah, of course I am. Boom. You know, obviously we've got a lot of ground to make up in the title race now, and I don't see Arsenal dropping points anytime soon. You know, they've been putting out professional performances. You know, they've had a few scares, you know, against Bournemouth, against Wolves, and teams like that. But you know, they're pulling out professional performances that we should have been pulling out. Like you look at their win against Bournemouth, yeah, that's something that we should have been doing against Chelsea, but we didn't do that. You know, we ended up conceding due to some horrific defending from Nunes, and it's you know, it's not good enough, especially when we had chance after chance after chance after chance with Haaland, Foden, and even Shirky having chances to kill the game off, but they just didn't. You know, and Chelsea hung in there. And got the goal, and you know, they got their point with their caretaker manager, and you know, things were rosy for him and things were atrocious for us. Mixed video. Oh, you're from Russia. You know what? That's cool. You know, that's cool. And to be fair, for someone that doesn't speak much English, it ain't too bad in the chat. You know, so I'll give you props for that one. Now I like. We just don't. We do such all or nothing defending. It's like there was a period of time in the game. I think it had to have been in the second half, where Diaz just steps out of the defensive line for no reason and just has to body check Pedro because he's pushed up for no reason, and then he has to like commit to just like standing his ground and just body checking Pedro because he can't. There's nothing else he can do. Yeah, exactly. We let gaps open up because people move into positions they don't need to move into. You know, occupy positions they don't need to. You know, people get impatient that we don't have the ball and we end up losing the ball. And it's just, you know, it's just stressful. Like, it's just a stressful watch sometimes, man. And it's something that I can do without sometimes. But you know, again, I'm just hoping for something a little bit different today. Kind of like Ruben when he pushed up all the way far against Arsenal Ladders, because that is, you know, that's another prime example. Kickoff is in exactly 29 minutes. We got 29 minutes. 29? Did I say 29? No, it's not even 29. It's 19 minutes. Sorry, my bad. 19 minutes till kickoff, not 29. I'm bugging. Don't listen to me. Yeah, 19 minutes till kickoff, my man. Oh, we have to beat them, especially when it is at the season. Like that could be an embarrassing performance for us. We definitely do need to be We definitely do need to be going out there and putting in a sort of a, what is it, statement performance, whether we're in the title race or not. Because if we're not in the title race, we can't allow them to win the league at the Etihad. That would just be pure embarrassment. And if we are still somehow in a title race at that point, that's not the sort of, you don't want to lose it in a head-to-head match. You know, that's the way I see it anyway, personally. But I'm not too optimistic that there's still going to be a title race at that point in the season. But I'll happily be proved wrong. 100% I will happily be proved wrong, but I don't know if that's going to be the situation we find ourselves in. How old am I? I'm 22. Big 22. Some people say I look older. Some people say I look my age. I don't know. And then again, I've looked like this since I was like 16, so definitely at that point. You'll be back at halftime. Yeah, nah. I want some in-depth. Sorry, I want some in-depth halftime thoughts from you, Isaac, man, at halftime when you pop back in. And yeah, 22. That's the one. Needing the big performance from some of the boys today. I'm saying I want a big performance from Ake. I haven't been like impressed with the I haven't even updated the lineups. Oh, excuse me. I haven't even updated the lineups. 2 seconds. Thank you, my man. Thanks for the subscription, my boy. Thank you. I haven't even done the lineups, man. I'm bugging out. I've literally had all my focus in trying to set up like the stream where you can watch it in the shorts tab as well, and I've completely forgot to do my lineups. So bear with me a second for that one. It shouldn't take too long anyway. There's not like a huge amount of changes. It's not a huge amount of changes. Boom. What else have we got here? Who else have I got? Who else am I missing? I think it's literally just Ake and Doku, I think, are the only two players I'm missing off of here now. Yeah. Bam. Ooh. That's not good. What is going on? There we are. It's finally actually wanted to load, man. These. Boom. That should be. This should be up to date now. Everyone watching on the on the YouTube full screen. That should be up to date. Am I from the US? Nah, I'm from the UK. I'm from the UK. Tell you what, that's not ridiculous to say that. That is. Oh, 1 minute 2 seconds. I don't like how that's on the screen on this side. Is there a way I can just? No, I don't think so. So I'm just gonna have to keep that one off of there for now. I won't even say that's ridiculous to say that, if I'm honest. Again, guys, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as we, quickly approach kickoff. What other games have we got on? I haven't actually checked the fixture list for today. So we've got obviously City Brighton. We've got Bournemouth Spurs. I think Bournemouth win that one. Sunderland Brentford. I think that's going to be a good game actually. Again, same with Palace Villa, but Villa should win that. Everton should beat Wolves. I think Fulham beat Chelsea. United should beat Burnley, and I think Leeds beat Newcastle. Big you up, Lewis, in chat. How's it going, my man? Have we got any other? Oh, we got. There's not many other non-Premier League games going on, if I'm honest. Then I guess that's midweek fixtures for you, man. That's usually how they go. Which color Power Ranger would I be? I don't even know. This might sound uncultured, but I don't even know which Power Rangers who. Like I don't think I ever watched Power Rangers ever in my entire life. I might have watched it once or twice. So I don't know any of the lore of the Power Rangers. I know one of them's a girl, and I think it's the yellow one. So probably not the yellow one. Is the yellow one the girl? So I'm definitely not the one that's a female. I can tell you that. But you know, if you can give me a quick synopsis of the lore of all of the Power Rangers, maybe I can make a decision. But bro, I don't know what to tell you, man. Bro, there was just too much stuff going on when it came to Power Rangers. You support Rangers? Won the Old Firm the other day. No, I want to say, if I'm correct in saying. To be fair, I've always preferred, not that I have a stake in the race, but I have always probably preferred Rangers to Celtic. Not even really too sure why either. I don't think I've really got an issue. Yellow and pink are usually girls. Red is the leader. Blue is second in command. Green is cool, quirky one, and black is a seriously cool one. I'd probably have to say blue then, because not gonna lie, being the leader is kind of hard work. Like, that's actually kind of long. A lot of stress goes with that. And blue's a cold color, and being second in command is kind of cold. Although being seriously cool, that sounds like that's tempting. And who's the best coach in my opinion? I'm still always gonna say Guardiola. I have to say Guardiola. I'm a fraud as a City fan if I don't say Guardiola. But even before he joined City, I thought Guardiola was the GOAT, because in my opinion he just is. And there's not many that come close to him. Obviously there's a few. You know, I'll always entertain the arguments of Carlo, Jose, and Sir Alex. Obviously in my lifetime, I'll always sort of entertain those sort of debates. Right then, watching the Chelsea on the lappy, and I'm chilling there on the phone. Don't ruin the result, please. Oh, should I get Chelsea up on my laptop? Nah, don't worry. To be fair, if I get the Chelsea score, it'll be on Sky Sports, and they usually love to run that one in like 2 or 3 minutes late. But Joe, I have to ask, which stream are you tuned into, my boy? Which stream are you tuned into? Because we got the shorts tab. We got one in the shorts tab. Nah, how am I walking into the stream and this guy's saying his goat is a Donny one? Hey. Of course, okay, right? No, I didn't mean the Chelsea stream. I meant my stream, because you can watch it. I'll send you the link. Let me send you the link. But nah, of course, I was calling for Pep to be sacked, because at that time, any reasonable manager should be sacked. I don't care who you are, right? But he's steadied the ship a little bit, so he's back in my good graces. But even then, he still would have been my GOAT, no? Haaland scored today. I'd hope so. He hasn't scored in the last 2, so I think I've got money on Haaland to score. I think I have money on Haaland to score, so yeah, we need a Haaland goal. Nah, it's not on TikTok, bro. It's on the YouTube Shorts tab. Let me link this to you. Do you not know you could do this, bro? Let me send you the link. There you are. Wait, did that send to you? Yeah. Did they have two different stats as well? Like if I go on that and then I go on that. Oh, Barca won. What? Barca 1-0. Yeah. Have you got the link now? Now basically when you're on the shorts, if you click on the stream, it goes onto the normal stream. Does it? Bro, am I being scammed, bro? These two different... Nah, one moment. Nah, I've now got to go investigate this. 2 secs. Are they the same stream? So if I click on this... Nah. So that's a portrait stream that you can watch on. Nah, they're two different streams, bro. Nah, they're two different streams. So one is just portrait and one's, yeah. But one obviously comes up in the shorts tab, innit? Bro, I don't know. I literally learned how I could do this like 2 minutes ago. Kusanov power today. Yeah, he's got a big performance, you know. He's our best defender on the pitch today. And he's obviously playing against someone that's even less experienced than him. So he needs to put in a good performance. And yeah, Akinfeev, is that the Russian keeper? He used to play for CSKA Moscow, no? I think. CSKA? Is that where he played? I've had live streams pop up on shorts and click into them and it just takes me to the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've just checked it now. So, like, they both, like, stream on YouTube, but you can watch one of them in shorts, which is kind of cold. That is kind of cold. I tried to get it on TikTok, but it wasn't working, if I was honest. It kind of bugged out a little bit. But, you know. Who was it that scored for Barca? Oh, Ferran Torres. Big up Ferran, man. I always really wanted him to succeed at City, if I'm honest. I was quite sad when he left. Oh, he still plays at CSK. I thought he retired, if I'm honest. I didn't know he still played for CSK. But yeah, no, I always wanted Torres to sort of succeed at City, but he didn't. Which was kind of sad. And obviously we got Haaland in his position, so like, you know, you can't be too mad because we literally now got the best player in the world in that position. So you can't complain. Team's getting ready to come out now. We've got 5 minutes until kickoff. Need a big City performance here. Big City performance. Huge City performance. Of course, man. We've literally just We've got three better defenders out on loan than Elaine, and he's the one that we recalled. Obviously, he was playing at Watford, right? And he's just bam straight in the starting 11 because John Stones is basically like MIA. John Stones is MIA. Obviously, Vardy is now out for the season, and Diaz's hamstrings are cooked. We've got Ake at left back, so yeah, Elaine has to play against Kusanov. Yo, am I from Bristol? Nah, I'm Mancunian, bro. I'm 100% Mancunian, bro. I'm from Manchester, I promise you, bro. I promise you. I'm from Manchester, bro. I promise you, I'm from Manchester. Don't let anyone tell you different. I'm from Manchester, bro. Boovie 2.0 is crazy, bro. That's crazy business. You can't be saying that. That's crazy business. That's a wild allegation. That's defamation. Bernardo Silva. Is it possible I can call in and we can debate? I don't think so, bro. I don't have the facilities to do that. I don't even know how you do that, bro. Like, if it was up to me, you could call in, bro. But you know, I don't know how you do. Like, I don't know how to get that going. Yeah. Nah, obviously I know how to get it on Discord, innit? But like, I don't know, like, bro. If I'm honest, I don't even know how to work Discord, bro. Like, I've never had to do that. Like, you know, it's just long, bro. If I'm honest with you, like, if you were to give me like, you know, like a week to sort that out, like, I could probably learn how to do it. But like right now, as the game kicks off, I don't think that's gonna be possible, bro. Bro, Oscar, allow the spam in chat, bro. Allow the spam in chat. We don't need that. Nah, big up Harley and Lincoln joining the stream, guys. Leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. Am I a City fan? I am. Unfortunately, I am. Nah, and it's not unfortunately, bro. I love it. Bro. Like, as much as sometimes I act like I don't, I love it. And who's my favorite football player? Like right now, as of right now, my favorite player is probably Cherky. But my favorite player is probably Cherky right now. But before that, it was either Foden or Mahrez. I'd probably say Mahrez. Where's what I'm trying to do? Let me get chat back up. Who's the worst football player I've seen at a top club? Bro, I actually don't know if I've got an answer for that. Who's the worst one I've seen? Tosin starting, bro. I thought he was at AFCON, bro. I don't know. Nah, yeah, Haaland's the GOAT, bro. Haaland's the GOAT. Yeah, now we're underway here now. Brighton get the first attack. And Elaine deals with the cross, to be fair. Haaland heads it on. Now it's Doku. Now it's Ake. Doku's fouled. Free kick to City early on. Oh, Donnarumma's almost just put that in, bro. Nah, guys, man, chill on the saying you see me in chat at locations, bro. Chill on that. Chill on that. Brighton still looking the more dangerous out of the sides. Oh, big save by Donnarumma and a... Well, Reinders now back. Oh man, that was nuts. I didn't like that. Reinders, Ake, Reinders. Now it's Doku. Bro, I tell you what, from what I've seen already, Brighton are definitely the better team here. %. This is looking dark already. Now my voice is cooked, bro. My voice is so cooked. And the Brighton are through with Gomez. But Kusanov puts a stop to that one and puts it out for a corner, for a throw-in. Donnarumma now into Reinders, who carries it forward for City. He goes out to Ake, who then goes in the middle to Gonzalez. Now it's Kusanov. Forward to... Oh, Bernardo Silva's on the right wing, but Nunes is in. He gets a cross off and it's blocked and goes out for a corner. Corner comes in. Ake gets his head to it. Goes back across to Foden, who shoots, is blocked, and is given offside. Again, Brighton look very comfortable on the ball. Our press is like non-existent, which is always depressing. Like, Vinders is the only one pressing the keeper when he's on the ball. Foden, Bernardo aren't interested. And now we've been caught out because a lane pushes up to try win the ball. That's a big save, Donnarumma. That's a huge, huge save by Donnarumma. But now a lane pushed forward to like try win the ball. The ball's played around him and then through. Ake's not got a clue of the man running over his shoulder. Nice Doku. Just does well to hold off his man. Goes inside to Nunez. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Nunez. Back to Silva. And inside to Nunez, who goes to cut it back, but Dunn gets across just in time and puts it out for a corner. Corner to City. Foden whips it in. And that's headed. Was that headed wide by a lane, or was that headed out for another corner? I think that was headed wide by a lane. Yeah, it's headed wide by a lane. Blimey, now Barca 4-0 up. That's actually kind of crazy. Last time I checked, it was 1-0. Who scored for Spurs, Joe? Ake throws it back to Alim, who does look comfortable on the ball. I'll give him that. I will give him that. He's not rushing it. He's not panicking when he's on the ball. Nice Doku. I asked who scored for Spurs. Oh, it was Tell. 5 minutes in. It literally just popped up on Sky Sports. So yeah, that's how long it takes, Joe, for the goals to pop up. So you should be calm. Bro, that was my main issue with Palmer at City, if I'm honest, bro. Like, he just looks really stiff and slow when he's on the wing, but you put him in that 10 and he can make things happen, but he was never ever going to play in the 10 at City. That's beautiful from Doku to carry this one forward. He keeps going, Doku. Haaland. He knocks it into the path of Bernardo, but he's beat to the ball. But he wins it back. No, he doesn't. Never mind. Ruta comes away with it. Now it's Bernardo Silva again. Now it's Foden. Haaland running ahead of him. He decides to go back to Vinders, who's being pressed by Brighton's number 10. And he goes back to Kusanov. That's Ake. No lane. Ake. Starting to build our way into this game now, but it's again seemed very reminiscent of the Chelsea game on the weekend, so I'm not going to say too much too quickly. Ake. Foden. Nico Gonzalez. Doku. Doku comes forward. Cuts it back to Nico. Then goes to a lane. Goes across to Kusanov. Now inside to Nunez. Nunez looks up, crosses. Absolutely nobody in the box, and it's headed clear by Brighton. Dunk on the ball now for Brighton. He hoofs it forward. And Foden picks up on a loose ball but gives it straight back to Brighton. I think it's actually mad that I'm watching Pascal Gross play for Brighton in 2026, bro. That's actually mad. Long ball dealt with by Kusanov. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Elaine. Now Donnarumma. Back out to Elaine. Now he switches it out to Bernardo Silva. He's got Vinders ahead of him. And Nunes on the inside. He goes to Nunes. Now it's Vinders. Out to Bernardo. And now it's Vinders again. He's looking for any sort of cutback here, and he goes once again back to Bernardo Silva. It's back to Kusanov. Again, we're just wanting to pass it sideways. Can we at least try one progressive ball into the box? The only one I've seen is that Nunes crossed to absolutely nobody. Nico. That's Ake. Doku. Doku beats his man first time. Looks up to cross. Does cross. And Pascal Gross gets there and takes the ball off the tip of Haaland's foot and puts it out for a corner. Well, I think it was a corner anyway. Yeah, Gross puts someone out for a corner. Corner comes in. Ake gets to it, heads it across. Haaland, Bernardo Silva, and it's straight at the Brighton keeper, who is obviously Bart Verbruggen. Who is Holland's number one now? I think. I mean, he might have always been Holland's number one for the last few years, but to my knowledge, I can't think of them having another goalkeeper other than him. Big you up, Jack, in chat. So we're about 15 minutes into this game. City have definitely had the better chances, but I wouldn't say we've 100% been the better team. We're just very sort of careful in possession, but that's good from Vinders. But Dunk does well to retrieve the ball. Because I tell you what, again, it's only Vinders pressing. He seems to be the only one that wants to win the ball back, you know. And like, you can fault Vinders for a lot of things on his game, but his work ethic and, you know, it's never from the lack of trying that people criticise Vinders. Sometimes maybe he even tries a bit too hard, especially when it comes to trying to score a goal. Free kick to Brighton. Short to Gross. Ball's then finds its way in to the box, aimed at Dunk. It's originally cleared. Now it can be brought away by Bernardo Silva, whose pass is intercepted, and then Kusanov hoofs up and out for a throw-in for Brighton. So once again, we kind of panic defensively there. You know, the ball comes into our box. We don't clear our lines first time. We let it bounce a little bit, and then we panic on every other clearance after that. Once again, Vinder's the only one pressing the Brighton back line when they've got the ball. I can imagine that's going to be a theme of this of this 90 minutes today. Nah, it's not. It's not looking good. We're having a lot of the ball, but we're not doing anything with it. With that being said, Haaland does have the ball on the edge of the Brighton box. Now it's Doku. His touch is rust, and he loses out on possession. Now it's Jorginho Rutter, who has the ball taken off his toe by Haaland, but it only goes as far as Pascal Gross. We can't. No, yeah, we. Well, I don't think it's even like a level of consistency or even maintaining that. I think it's the fact that we just don't. We're either wasteful of our chances or we don't create enough chances because we're trying to be too sort of careful in possession, which doesn't bode well with me personally. Tell you what though, you lot need to win tonight, otherwise I think, no, yeah, exactly, we need a huge win today. That's a decent pass by Doku, good interception though. No, 100%, you know, we've drawn our last two games, 0-0 to Sunderland at Stadium of Light, which isn't a bad result, but drawing 1-1 with Chelsea with an interim coach is unacceptable. And the whole team should know that, you know. And again, today is going to be difficult. You know, our two best centre-backs are injured, but, you know, that's not an excuse to not go out and win this game, really. Because, you know, it's not our centre-backs that score us goals, it's our attackers. And, again, I don't think they've been good enough in the last few games. Hence why we've been drawing. A goal for Everton. Michael Keane has scored. Things looking good for Wolves as per. Donnarumma. Elaine. He goes into Foden with Nunez progressing ahead of him. He finds Nunez out on the right wing. He looks up. Nobody in the box to cross to. So he quickly advances the box and then passes it back to the edge of the box for Bernardo Silva, who finds Nunez again. He finds Foden on the edge of the box, who turns, plays it to Nico, and now it's Ake. Out to Doku. If anyone's going to take a risk, it should be him. But he passes safe and goes sideways to Ake. Who then goes sideways again to Gonzalez, who fires it out wide to Bernardo Silva. Who looks like he's going to take his man on. No, never mind. He goes backwards and passes it to Kusanov, who goes sideways to Gonzalez and back to Kusanov. Now Bernardo Silva again. He goes backwards to Elaine. Nice Ake. Once again passing sideways. Who was it that hit the bar for you? I'm gonna guess the lap. My guess is the lap. Now it's Doku. Edge of the box to Vinders. Vinders shoots. It's instantly blocked. Now it's Elaine. He goes for a line breaking pass, but that one's intercepted. But now it's Doku. Intercepts a loose pass from Brighton at the back. He then takes it to the touchline. Fires across. Santos. Bro, that's the first. From all the times I've watched Santos, I've never seen him complete an attack in action. I remember once I had a bet on Cole Palmer to get a shot on target and he didn't, and he got subbed off for Santos and he just didn't do anything. Vinders now, he hits across. And that one's blocked by Brighton, and now they can come away with it. Rutter. Minamino's making a run forward, but he has just strayed offside. Did I say Minamino? I mean Matoma. Sorry, my bad. Santos has scored a goal. Who did Santos score against? Was it a Premier League goal? Because if it's not a Premier League goal, it doesn't count, bro. I'm sorry. If it's not a Premier League goal, it doesn't count in my books. I'm like Wikipedia. I only count league goals. Yeah, exactly. I only count league goals, bro. I only count league goals. Again, no real press or urgency to win the ball back from City. And now Matoma finds himself through. He cuts inside. That's a brilliant tackle by Kusanov to come across and put an end to that attack. Again, no urgency for us to win the ball. We do some semi-half-hearted press to make it look like we're kind of trying. We get caught out of position because no one wants to fully sort of, commit to the press. We get caught out of position because all our players are in no man's land. Matoma has space to run into, and luckily Kusanov comes across and deals with that and puts out for a throw. And then Bernardo Silva puts out for another Brighton throw. I'm not impressed so far. Not impressed in the slightest with what I'm seeing. Not impressed at all. No way. No way. Now, where was this red card, Malarkey? I'm going to get a cup of coffee. You might need more than one cup of coffee to keep you awake and during this absolute abysmal performance from City here. Where was this red card against us, man? Why have you actually capitulated when you're not playing against us? Nah, this is disgraceful. Evan Nilsson has equalised for Bournemouth though. It's 1-1. It's not a pen. Is he still sent off there? Like, what's the verdict on the red? Still a red. Okay, still a red. Okay, that's brilliant. 22 minutes into a game is dark as well. That's actually sinister. Like, because all your hopes of doing anything in that game. And what's mad is, that's 22 minutes into a game, yeah, and that's not even your quickest red card of the season. That's what makes that even scarier. There's no way he's given that as a foul. There's actually no way he's given that as a foul. And is Enzo just been booked now as well? Oh, Enzo's now just been booked for a descent is what I'm seeing. Now in the league you had Sanchez sent off, Gusto sent off, Trev Chalobah sent off, Cucurella sent off. You had obviously Enzo, your manager, sent off. Were they counting Enzo as the fifth red card? Because there was Gusto, Chalobah, Cucurella, Sanchez. Was there another one? Here's Doku. It's a brilliant touch by Doku and turn. He can run at the Brighton defence. Again, he looks like our only bright spot going forward. Now Vinders. Doku. Lets the ball roll through his feet, but he still manages to keep possession. He goes back to Ake. Ake crosses it. Haaland heads it, and it's a tame header, and it goes out for a goal kick. Tosin also, that's dark. That's making me more and more mad that we drop points to you by the second, man. In one action. Well, Tosin and Enzo both been booked for descent. That's crazy. Fair enough. That's actually disgraceful. Wait, no, Silva's been booked as well. It's telling me Silva's been booked. Or is that Marco Silva? Sorry, that's Marco Silva. Sorry, you don't even have a Silva. I was thinking Santos's name was Silva. Sorry, so Marco Silva's been booked. Cole Palmer, Enzo, Tosin have been booked, and Mark Cucurella have been sent off within the space of 4 minutes. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's crazy. That's crazy business. Now it's Bernardo Silva. That is an absolute woeful pass. And now here come Brighton. Got Gomez on the ball even. Now it's Ruter. I don't know if he was offside or not, but he goes to get the shot off. and Kusanov does well to intervene and put it out for a corner. Or is that offside? No, I think it will be a corner. It will be a Brighton corner. I think he was just about onside. He was just about onside, and Kusanov does really, really well to recover and put that behind for a corner before he can get his shot off on goal. Two very, very important blocks. Well, recovery runs from Kusanov already in this game. Has the game got underway yet, or has someone else been booked? Corner for Brighton. And after this corner, I'm going to go check this Cucurella red card and give my opinions. Corner for Brighton. Corner's whipped in. Donnarumma's on the floor, but luckily it's headed wide and out for a goal kick. Donnarumma's claiming he's been fouled. I can imagine he wasn't fouled. From there, that doesn't look like a foul. He actually needs to pattern up. No, that's not a foul for me. Let's have a little look at this red card. Is he just... Yeah, that's a... What is he thinking? What is he thinking? Yeah, he's lost his mind. Because that's not even like... He's made that blatantly obvious that he's fouled him as well. It's not even like he's clipped him on the back of the foot and they've like... And you could like argue that he's made a meal out of it. He's just ragged his arm. Speaking of ragging arms, Foden's just been pulled back and that is going to be a yellow card for Lewis Dunk, Brighton captain. Foden was away, to be fair. He absolutely skims him and then just pulls him back on the sleeve so he can't advance any further up the pitch. But we're approaching the half an hour mark. Still 0-0. Not overly impressed with this City performance. I'd probably say Brighton have been the better team. City have had the better chances, but Brighton have definitely been the better team, despite the fact we've had more of the ball. Because we're just not doing anything with the ball. Doku loses out on the ball this time. But then quickly hurries back to win it back. Now it's Elaine. He goes back to Gianluigi Donnarumma. Oh, Donnarumma pumps it forward. Haaland. Out to Doku. Who sees it out for a City throw, is that? I didn't get too good of a glance who that came off of. Or is it a foul by Van Hecker? Well, he has just grabbed Haaland round the neck there. He has jumped over Haaland and then grabbed him round the neck there. That's got to be at least a booking. Surely. He just grabbed him round the neck. Now, after that from Van Hecker, I need a Haaland goal like immediately to just put him back in his place. But now it's Doku. He's been tripled up on by Doku, but he still made his way into the box. Now he cuts it back to Ake. Now it's Elaine. Back out to Ake. And now it's Weinders. Weinders back to Ake. And once again, City are playing themselves backwards instead of going forwards. Now it's Gonzalez. He goes wide to Kusanov, who then sees it out to Bernardo Silva. Goes inside to Nunes. Nunes does really, really well to turn on the ball there. And then as he goes to play it through to Haaland, he's brought down, but the ref waves play on. Now here come Brighton. One back by Kusanov, and now it's Bernardo Silva who sees a pass back all the way to Donnarumma. Tell you what, some of the combination play I'm seeing from Ruter and Gomez is actually quite, is quite impressive. I think obviously Gomez was probably a bit unlucky there to step over the ball and have it and then miss it and have Kusanov take it off of him. But they look a lot brighter than what I'm seeing from our attackers. Haaland knocks that one on. Brentford have just went 1-0 up Sunderland, Igor Thiago gets yet another Premier League goal this season. Kusanov sees it back to Donnarumma. And then Donnarumma finds Nunez. And then Nunez goes inside to Foden. And now back to Gonzalez, and that's a beautiful turn round Gomez, and he turns Gomez again, and now he goes back out to Nunez with Bernardo Silva ahead of him. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Marmoush would be great for this game. Nah, he would. I think Marmoush would have been good for this game. I probably would have even started Doku on the right, just because Bernardo Silva on the wing in 2026 just doesn't work. Like, I'm actually tired of seeing Bernardo Silva play on the wing, because he doesn't take his man on, and he always wants to either slow the attack down or pass it backwards, and that's not what you want from your winger. That's totally acceptable when he's playing in the middle, but I don't like seeing that from my wingers, especially when you've got players like Doku that like to take their man on, and Marmoush that will attack the back post and has an instinct for goal. Speaking of Bernardo Silva, he does have the ball and he is on the right wing. And he has been fouled, I think. Was that a foul? Yeah, foul. I think this is Pep preparing for Omar's return. He's already said he wants a bigger role. If I could see Doku right and Marmoush and Erlen. I think so, yeah. Or even Marmoush just lightening the load for Doku. Because we can't be over-reliant on Doku in that position. So I think even if he's playing interchangeably with Doku, you know. And I have a feeling that a lot of the reason that Marmoush wasn't getting that much game time after his injury was because he wanted to be fit and ready for AFCON. You know, that's a bit of a risky back pass from Elaine. That's even a even riskier pass back to him by Donnarumma, but we have things back under control for now. Donnarumma pumps one inside to Nunez, but it's got to first by Gomez. But Reinders does well to win it back, and now it's Nunez running forward. Nunez then goes for a cross, and it's blocked by Van Hecke. I pray and City don't loan him out or give up on the lad. Such a joy to watch. Well, we talk about Marmoush, because if so, I do enjoy watching Marmoush. I think the only issue I have with him is he just doesn't stay on side. That's my issue with Marmoush. He just doesn't know when he needs to be on side and when to make his run in behind. He gets caught offside far too often, but I guess that's just what playing in the Bundesliga does to you, man. Now it's Doku. Gets a cross in this time, headed away by Dunk. Nico tries to keep the attack alive. Van Hecke gets there in front of Haaland, and now it's Elaine. Elaine out wide to Bernard Silva. No, I think Marmoush will stay. I think City have said they want to keep both Savio and Marmoush. Bernardo Silva once again fouled on the right hand side. Surely that's a yellow card now, because it's the exact same offence. Surely the Cooper goes into the book now, because that's the exact same. It's basically the exact same offence. He's just pulled him back twice within the space of 10 minutes. Kusanov's been good. He's made 2 clutch recovery runs where he's just dove across and won the ball back. You know, vintage Kusanov performance. And Elaine, he hasn't had to do too much defensively, but he's very comfortable on the ball. He's not making too many mistakes with his passes, and he's playing really calm on the ball. But I haven't seen him do much defending yet, so you know, I'll keep that there for now, I guess. And I think, yeah, bringing Gurhi in is definitely needed, especially now that we're not going to have Vardy for the rest of the season and we don't know when John Stones is going to be back. That's a poor free kick from Foden, but we've got it back on the edge of the box with Kusanov. And now it's Bernardo Silva. Into Foden. Foden goes to find Nunez. His pass is intercepted. Now it's Bernardo Silva. And it goes all the way back to Donnarumma once again. Remember, guys, like the stream if you haven't already. Really does help. Elaine does beautiful there to take his man on, but gets a little unlucky with the second one. It's Doku on the left, Haaland up front, and Bernardo Silva on the right. That's a beautiful pass into Haaland. He turns, has Van Hecker in front of him, but goes out wide to Silva, and then out wide to Nunes, but Nunes wasn't ready for it, and Ducoupé retrieves it and goes back to Dunk. Lewis Dunk. He tries to hit a crossfield ball. Doku wins it back perfectly. Now he's able to run into the Brighton box. He cuts back. There's shouts for a penalty. Vinders has absolutely spooned the ball wide from the shot. And yeah, so there were shouts for this penalty. And it looked like it was a foul. And then Vinders actually wastes the opportunity afterwards. But he runs through. I'd say that's a foul from Gomez. For me, that's a foul from Gomez. And that's a penalty kick to City. A bit disappointed we couldn't recall Reyes. Yeah, obviously, I think him and Barr are both probably better centre-backs than Elaine, with obviously all due respect to the young lad. But, you know, they're both out off doing their thing. So, you know, it's probably best to recall him, especially seeing as he's homegrown as well. I'm saying that's a penalty. That should be given as a penalty. In my humble opinion, that is a penalty kick. That's a penalty for me. I don't know what else they need to check here. I'm saying that's a penalty. He said no penalty. Or is he going to the screen? Oh, he's going to the screen. Sorry. Is he not impressed? I've heard he's doing quite well. Obviously, I haven't watched what Bar's been doing over in Ligue 1. Is he actually not impressed? We saying Elaine then? We saying Elaine? I don't know. I'm more clued up on what Victor Reyes has been doing at Girona than what Bar's been doing for Lens. Nice? I thought he was at Lens. No, we bought him from Lens, no, and then loaned him out to Nice. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, that's a penalty. They have to give this penalty. Yeah, he's been good in a very, very poor Girona side. That's definitely a penalty kick. 100% a penalty kick. There's no way he doesn't give this as a penalty kick. I can't even hear what bro's saying because I've got no sound. But I'm telling you, this has to be a penalty kick. He's given a penalty. To be fair, he was good in the little game time that I saw him get at City as well. He impressed. But yeah, Gomez has lost his mind going in for that tackle. Because in all honesty, I think the fullback has that covered. But yeah, he's going to go in the book for that. Now Erling Haaland has his chance to get his 20th Premier League goal of the season from the spot. No pressure, Erling. Has Pascal Gross now been booked as well? Am I from London, bro? Nah, I'm not from London, my boy. I'm not from London. I don't know whether I should take that question as a compliment or an insult. Alright, come on, Erling. Come on, my boy. Number 20 for the season. Come on. Yeah, exactly. That's why he needs this goal. Haaland needs this goal. Haaland needs this goal. Haaland! Yes! That's what we need. That's what we need, and that's what he needed. Erling Haaland makes that 1-0 from the spot, and that is a calm and composed penalty. Calm and composed penalty. Oh, yeah, 100%, because Marmoush brings something completely different to the side that Haaland just doesn't have. So being able to take Haaland off when he's not having a good game is something we're definitely missing at the moment. But yeah, that's an absolutely beautiful penalty. Absolutely beautiful penalty, and City lead 1-0 at the Etihad. Erling Haaland, 20 Premier League goals for the season, 4 minutes away from half-time, and City take the lead from the spot. And number 9, man. That's what he does. That's what he does. Van Hecker can hold that, man. Van Hecker can hold that differently. Wasn't even him that gave away the penalty, but, you know, he can hold that after getting him in a chokehold earlier, bro. He can... Big goal, big goal for Haaland there. Now let's, you know, hang on to this lead, you know, into halftime would be nice. Oof. But Brighton are looking to bring the ball forward. We're not doing too well of a job of stopping him from progress. And it goes out for a throw-in. Vinders puts it out for a throw-in. The long throw comes in quick. Elaine's out there to deal with it, and he gets there before Ruter. And it does go out for a Brighton throw-in now. Out on the far side. Again, I don't, you know, Brighton can't really have too many complaints on that penalty, if I'm honest. But we just really need to see out this first half now. And now we'll go out for a City throw. Because again, like I said, I'm not being impressed with this first half at all. Not at all. Ake, long to Haaland. Goes inside to Vinders. Now it's Lewis Dunk. Matoma. I would love to sign Anderson in Jan. I don't think we could sign Anderson in Jan. I think Anderson would have to be a summer signing. I don't think, especially given the predicament that Forest are in, I just don't think Anderson's a possible signing in January. You know, I think their season gets really, really dark if they lose him in January. So they'd definitely be trying to hold on to him until the summer, especially when they can try profile a replacement. But, you know, no, I would like Anderson at City. You know, I just think we need a midfield refresh across the board. You know, there's a lot of players that went out in the summer. There's players that aren't good enough in our midfield now. And, you know, we just need to bolster the squad in that area, really. And I think he'd be a very, very good, very, very good move. Brighton do come forward now, and that cross is wayward, or is Matoma going to get there? Matoma does get there, but he only knocks it into Nunez, and I think that's offside. I reckon, yeah, it is going to be a summer move, because Forest won't want to sell him in the summer. I don't think they get relegated either. I think West Ham and Wolves are down, and I think Burnley will probably go down. I think Forest will stay safe, if I'm honest. So I think it will probably be a £100 million move in the summer. And if we can sign Slotterbeck, though, that would be a good plan. That should be plan B for Guehi. I think we sign Guehi anyway. From what I'm hearing, it looks like Liverpool have kind of missed their chance with him, and we're going to be front runners to sign him, which would be nice. We need to get that one done over the line. Obviously, Semenyo looks to be a done deal, and should be ready for the weekend. I look at, like, bro, I get that all the time, bro. I get that all the time. That I look like Vardiol. I kind of see it. You know, he's got a better beard than me. I'll give him that. Like, Vardiol has a hench beard. I mess with Vardiol's beard, man. Like, I wish I had a beard like that. But yeah, nah. I always take getting told I look like Vardiol as a compliment. What I don't take as a compliment is Brighton being on the attack. And Nunez, never mind, he headed it into Kusanov. I thought he headed that straight into Mitoma's path. Nice Lewis Dunk. So we approach the first minute of 4 added minutes on at the end of the first half. Let's got to get this up on here. It's on there. AFCON's low-key getting interested, bro. So this is my thing with AFCON. Yeah, this is my whole thing with AFCON. Yeah, if I watch AFCON, Algeria lose. Yeah, if I tune into an Algeria game, Algeria lose, which makes me sad, yeah. But if I just keep up with the score and I don't watch the game, Algeria win. But I really, really want to watch the quarters, but I'm scared. I watch the quarters and we lose. So I'm just like, I'm fighting the urge to watch the game. You know, I'm fighting the urge to watch the game in case it goes wrong. Because last two, you can't, bro. L nation, bro. L nationality. Especially with your super team you've got, man. But yeah, like last two AFCONs, man, I remember I was watching all the Algeria games, and as you know, it got dark. It got dark in those group stages. So I'm just trying to, like, you know, consume as little Algerian football as possible. Yeah, bro, just about like That's where like older members of my family are from. So like I'm as whitewashed as they come, but you know, still rep nonetheless. Rutes through on goal. He shoots. As offside, never mind. I was going to say, that was far too easy from him. But yeah, he was well offside. Bro, that would be the most anxious filled 90 minutes. If that would be a game I watch. That would be a game I would have to firm it and watch. I'm even like really tempted to watch the quarters because, you know, that's obviously a big game as well. But I just feel like if I watch it, I jinx it, bro. That's how I feel. Here's Doku. Nice. Ake. Vinders. Foden. He helps it on to Nunes. And then just about gets the ball out to Bernardo Silva. We've got a minute left in the first half. Lane brings it forward. He goes sideways to Ake. We've got one last chance in this half. Doku. Bro, I know, bro. That's a Ake with a cross. A cross. Vinders. Touch. Oh, good clearance off the line. It's Gonzalez hits it over the post. Yeah, bro. I know. So that's why I'd have to watch the game, bro. But like, oh, it's one of those. It's one of those things, man. Like, and that is half time. That is half time. It is City 1, Brighton 0 at half time. I'm gonna quickly run to the toilet and then give my halftime thoughts. On the cultures thing, which is quite funny. At my old job, I had these two guys come in, and it turns out they were Moroccan, right? And they looked at me and they're like, "Bro, where you from?" And I was like, "Well, here." And they were like, "Oh no, where your family from?" So I said, and then they were like, and their faces just dropped and they went, "Oh," which I always find quite funny. But yeah, give me 2 seconds and I'll be back with my halftime thoughts.